Hi everybody. The second UCI World Tour stage race of the season is upon us, the sixth edition of the UAE Tour, which features 7 stages following the known formula: 4 sprint stages, an individual time trial, the Jebel Jais stage and Jebel Hafid. Unlike last year, not all sprint stages are pancake flat. The racing starts on February the 19th with a versatile sprint stage which features short yet steep up and downs and a 500-meter uphill drag of 5.6% to the finish line. Stages 4, 5 and 6 will be rather straightforward sprint stages. For the fast man who didn't travel down under, the UAE Tour is usually a first big test, and this year ain't any different, with most if not all of the big shot sprinters lining up here. Here's the main ones to watch in my book. Groves at Alpecin de Koning, Groenewegen at Jaiko Alula, Bauhaus at Bahrain Victorious, Elia Viviani at the Grenadiers, who hasn't yet managed to win this year, yet who seem to be riding into form on the Tour Down Under, Sam Welsford for Bora Hansgrohe, once more accompanied by his master lead-out Danny van Poppel, the combo to beat at the Tour Down Under, where they were good for 3 sprint victories. Then we get Mark Cavendish at Astana, who took his first win of the season earlier this month at the Tour of Colombia, Sam Bennett at AG2R, Tim Merlier for Soudal Quickstep, who just won 2 of the 3 sprint opportunities in the Alula Tour. Jacobsen at TSM has a full sprint train at his disposal here, and even though he looked a bit rusty on the Tour of Oman, it wouldn't be wise to count him out. Last but not least in this selection of 10 main sprinters, Olaf Koy at Visma Lease Bike. Yet there's more. Also watch Ackerman at Israel Premier Tech, Arne Marit at Intermarché, Maresco at Corratec, Gaviria at Movistar and Note at Molano at UAE Team Emirates will be looking to score a sprint victory for the home team. I plan to do stage previews, including short sprint stage previews, so keep an eye out for those ones. Stage 2 is an individual time trial. The route is very fast and is characterized only by a few bends and 2 U-turns. The road is wide and perfectly flat, so the riders will barely have to touch the brakes, which, wind permitting, will allow them to hold very high speeds. Stage 3 is the first of 2 mountain stages of the UAE Tour, ending atop Jebel Jais, 21k at 5.4% average, with the steepest segment towards the end. This one will be for the pure climbers shooting for the GC. More on this climb in the upcoming stage preview. Also, the final and deciding stage is GC material, ending atop Jebel Hafid, an almost 11k climb at 6.6% average. Here as well, look out for my stage preview the day ahead of the race. So to summarize, without knowing the actual race situation, we're looking at 1 versatile sprint stage, 3 pure sprint stages, and a flat individual time trial, and 2 mountaintop GC days. Here's an overview of the winners of the former 5 editions, with Pogačar taking home the win twice and Evenepoel winning last year's edition. Yet he won't be defending his title this year around. Also, Roglic won't be lining up here. Adam Yates, the winner of the 2020 edition though, is signing present. Here's an overview of some of the riders lining up with previous experience in this race, including 1 former winner, Adam Yates, as well as a podium finisher, Pello Bilbao. I also note Buchmann, Verona, Zwiehoff and Van Hoeken, who've ended up in the top 10 here on earlier editions. Betting odds were not yet available at the time of recording, yet here are the riders on the preliminary start list to watch for GC in my book. At Soudal Quickstep, Merlier will be looking forward to test his legs in this strong sprinters field, yet also on GC I'll be watching the team closely. On the Tour of Oman, Jan Hirt came second, only having to accept Adam Yates up the road on the Green Mountain climb. With Van Wilder and Van Zevenand, he's well accompanied here. I actually wouldn't be surprised if Van Wilder would do really well here. The Ineos Grenadiers are bringing Rodriguez and Vos. Neither of them have been in action this year. Frankly, Oscar Rodriguez has never managed to impress me, yet Vos will be looking to set a nice result for his new employer. And in my book, he has a decent shot at the top 10, building on a strong time trial performance. Then, UAE Team Emirates is clearly taking their home race serious, or they've received some proper pressure that if Pogačar doesn't line up, they have to bring a proper A-team, and they did. This team has a lot of firepower. Bjerg, Fine and McNulty, who just won the Volta a la Comunitat Valenciana, ahead of Buitrago and Vlasov. The top dog here is Adam Yates though. He's clearly on form, just coming off a Tour of Oman win by setting the fastest time up Green Mountain. The Visma Lease bike lineup was still not official at the time of recording, yet they're lining up with Olaf Koy for the fast stages, and it looks like Bart Lemme will be their main GC contender, who'll be looking to confirm his great performance at the Tour Down Under earlier this year, where he ended 5th on GC. At Bahrain, keep an eye on youngster Trijn Torstein, but expect them to ride for Peo Bilbao, coming into this season with some good form and finding a race here that suits him. 3rd in 2022 and 4th on last year's edition, behind Evenepoel, Plap and Adam Yates. At the F, Stefan de Bot fell just outside of the top 10 on last year's edition, building on a solid ITT. Let's see how far he can get this year around. At Bora, you'd expect Boekman to be the one to watch for GC. He's lined up here twice before and ended in 4th, 12th and 9th. On the Tour of Oman, he got outclassed by his teammate Ben Zwiehoff though. At Movistar, we can expect Aina Rubio, the winner of last year's Jebel Jais stage, to go for GC. DSM seems to be focusing very much on the sprints for this UAE Tour, with Poel a youngster with an outside shot at the top 10. On GC, Tejada will be the one looking to defend the Astana colours. What they're really here for though are the sprints, with Morkov leading out Mark Cavendish. Seemingly no Plap at Jaiko Alula, yet Eddie Dunbar instead, who hasn't been firing on all pistons yet this season. For me, it's all eyes on Groenewegen for the sprints. The Trek lineup has not been confirmed as of the time of recording, yet with Carlos Verona they have a former top 10 finisher lining up here. Also Cofidis and Alpecin's lineup have not yet been confirmed. Israel Premier Tech will be looking for sprint success with Ackermann. George Bennett didn't look in top shape yet at the Tour Down Under, so for GC I'm going to gamble on youngster Riccitello on their end. We have not seen him in action yet this season, yet a rider who did well in last year's Tour de l'Avenir is always worth keeping an eye on. At Lotto Destiny, I'll be watching Van Eetveld and Van Hoeke. Van Hoeke was 10th here on GC in last year's edition, and Van Eetveld has been beating Vlasov and McNulty late January. I'm not expecting too much from Intermarché, where Alexis Faure-Prost currently seems their best shot at GC. And finally, at Decathlon AG2R, Ben O'Connor is the man to watch for GC. He has only one race day this year, which he won with a 13k solo, taking the win ahead of Tratnik and Wellas. So he's clearly on form. In terms of stars, Adam Yates is my only 4-star favorite. McNulty, Bilbao and O'Connor get 3 stars. Hirt and Lemme get 2 stars. Vos, Van Hoeke, Zwiehoff and Riccitello each get 1 star. And in terms of podium prediction, I'm going to go with a win by Adam Yates ahead of O'Connor and Bilbao. Enjoy the race, look out for my daily previews and thanks for watching.